colors of our nation in place, hand salute. 2. Do I have a chaplain? Would you?
Most gracious Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for bringing everybody here safely today, Lord. Just ask that you help Jessica impart this knowledge on us, teach us, let us be open for learning. Lord, above all, just let us pay our respects to our veterans and active members who are out there defending our freedom to the day. And Lord, just thank you for providing this for us and the summit to all of us in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. Resolution 288, adopted at the 67th National Convention, calls for designating a POW MIA empty chair at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the many American POW MIAs still unaccounted for from all wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. Accordingly, at this time, the Department Sergeant at Arms usually places the POW MIA flag on the empty chair as it's presented. This is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves to this vital endeavor. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may recover and have a seat. Or if you don't want to, you can leave your cover. Oh, nobody has a cover, so I'll just leave it. Time is the one commodity we have that is more precious than most, but it's the one thing we can't buy more of. For a proper meeting, you want maybe an hour, because after an hour, people are nodding off, they need to use the restroom, they want to go sit at your canteen for a soda pop. An hour is all you usually want for a meeting. To having a proper agenda, knowing the proper protocol, and opening and closing in fashion, you can do it in an hour. To properly open a meeting only takes 2 minutes. To honor our colors, to remember in prayer, to remember why we're here, to honor. Only 2 minutes. 2 minutes out of an hour is not a lot. And if you follow an agenda with the proper protocol, you can make your meeting under an hour. If you don't know me, I am Jessica Moore. I am the Department of Florida American Legion Commander. Woo! And I'm honored to be here today to be one of the instructors. So first, thank you guys. Thank you all for being here. Because as others said, we don't get paid for this. We all volunteer. And I thank each and every one of you for coming here. But the key is not just learning, it's taking it back and sharing it with others that couldn't make it. Because these are very instrumental classes for our riders chapters. We talk about riders adjutant, the riders director, and assistant director. We talk about finance. But remember, whatever we talk about still holds true on your Legion, your auxiliary, and your son's meetings. Because we are first and foremost a Legionnaire, an auxiliary member, or son. With that, we have the honor of also being a rider. We just get to do it for fun. We are the 70-mile-per-hour billboard for our family. So welcome to the class. I love instructing, but I'm a give or take. So if I throw out a question, please answer. Hold on. We're done. This is good. So start off, what is protocol? I went to the old Merriam-Webster's dictionary to get it, but give me some of your thoughts or answers. What do you guys think protocol is? Yes?
The order in which things are done or what's the priority.
Okay. Anyone else? Yes.
To honor whatever association, God, vets, all that. It's honoring them that have passed.
Okay. Somebody said something over here. So definition is the accepted or established code of procedure or behavior in any group, organization, or situation. Formalities, ritual, code of behavior. To me, protocol is following an agenda. Reason being is I can go to my chapter, I can go to chapter 136, I can go to chapter 382, I'm so sorry, chapter 69, I can go to district meeting in any district across the state, and the agenda should be the same. You open it the same way. Auxiliary does it a little bit different, not much, but the Legion, the Sons and the Riders all should start this way. Because remember, remembering, honor, respect. So American Legion Riders chapter purpose. I don't read all the things, you guys can read. I don't see somebody writing down, but I want to mention one thing. You guys all know our website, right? fllegion.org. Well, if you go under fllegion.org and you go to programs, guess what? We are the American Legion Riders, so we're first. You go to American Legion Riders, you go to Summit, Resources. Every slide you see here this weekend is on there. But here's another tool that a lot of people don't know. If you go to fllegion.org and scroll to the bottom of the main page, there's 3 little emblems there. You have the auxiliary, you have the Sons, and you have the Riders. Guess what happens if you click on that auxiliary button? Takes you where?
The auxiliary.
Takes you to the auxiliary page. Click on that SAL emblem, same thing. Click on the Riders button, same thing. Takes you right to our Riders page under fllegion.org. This way you don't have to remember everything. I'm a tri-member. I'm a Legionnaire. I'm a lifetime auxiliary member of my unit. I'm proud to be a rider, ride my own. Went on many rides with a lot of people here. Sons won't have me, and that's okay. I understand. You know, my dad was Vietnam. My grandfather was World War II. My great-grandfather was World War I. But I'm a daughter, not a son. I get it. It's okay. But I am proud to be a member of the greatest veterans service organization in the world. And we can say that because we have posts in China, France, Latin America. So we can say that. Nobody else can. We can. So the purpose, you'll see riders have a chapter purpose, and sometimes you'll see a creed. After you do your proper opening ceremony, some riders' chapters like to say the creed, like to say your purpose. It's up to you. It's up to your chapter. Remember, chapters follow the post, and the posts are autonomous, so that you can do it however you want. Your leadership overview, duties of the director. How many first-time summit attendees do we have here today? That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. How many directors, assistant directors now or in the past, or maybe in the future do we have here? That's awesome. Please, tell me your answers anytime you want. If you have any questions, please stop me. It's no problem. So the duties of the director. What are some of the duties of the director? Director?
Lead.
Lead.
Enforce the bylaws.
Enforce your bylaws. Does the riders have bylaws?
Yeah.
No.
They have an SOP.
Yes, right.
Yes, that's fine. I just asked it because you know that people need to know that. Anyone else? Duties of the director? Yes, Jane.
Run monthly meetings according to an agenda.
So directors, you preside over your meetings. You serve as liaison to the executive committee. Why do you serve as liaison to the executive committee?
Because, you want to do something and you got to be supposed to advise what you're doing. And sometimes the decisions of the post are not conducive to the well-being of the riders. And if you're not there to represent the riders, they may come up with something that will hurt you.
Communication is key. Communication is key. Between all of the families, absolutely. Supervise all affairs, coordinate with the other officers, submit reports. Why do we submit reports to our post, our district, our department? Don't say it, I know you know.
Because we're part of the Legion versus just, the Legion is over us versus just our own entity.
But do you know why else we submit reports?
As end of year report, you know, is kind of a kicker. And if you have them, if you've submitted these reports every month, like how many members, how much money, you know, events or whatever's on that report list, if you've done that monthly, it helps the post with their end of year, and it sure helps your director.
Absolutely, it does, it really does. You need those hours, you need those donations, you need those miles. Because remember, those all turn into dollars for us to go to our capital, our nation's capital.
Yeah.
To put it a little more in perspective, I get to go to DC at the end of the month and talk to, I actually have appointments with Senator Moody, Senator Scott, Marco Rubio, and Byron Donaldson. So I get to go see these guys while I'm there. But guess what I get to do? We as a Department of Florida, which luckily we are so huge, we have over 100,000 veterans as legionnaires in our department. We have over 50,000 auxiliary members. I'm sorry, you're so I should point to Jason. We have 50,000 auxiliary members. We have 30,000 SAL members. In total, with riders, we have over 200,000 American Legion family members in the Department of Florida. So when I go see Moody, Ashley, Rick, Byron, Marco, they're people too. I get to say I have 200,000 voters that are looking at these legislations. We talk about, we turn in money to hours. 382 does a Challenge 22 event in October. They raised $20,000 for the Challenge 22 event. They logged 150 hours. They logged this many miles during the poker run. All that turns into dollars. And just the post alone could have raised $200,000 in a year for all of that. 200,000 times 100 and something chapters we have across the post. And that's just chapters. That doesn't include the posts doing, the auxiliaries doing, the sons. All that money all those hours, donations, and miles turns into dollars. So when we send those reports in, and our National Commander Dan Wiley goes to Congress and says, we have 3 million voters across the nation in our American Legion family. And this is how much they raised in kind donations last year alone. Reports are very crucial in our organization.
Gives us a voice.
Right. It's a value for advocacy for veterans and, programming and benefits.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then of course your assistant director, if your director's out, they fill in, especially for your meetings, because you definitely need a chair at all meetings. Your role as director. Two things I'm going to highlight. Yes, go right ahead.
Last month, our riders had a I was out of state. Assistant director was ill. Technically, should adjutant be the next or the road captain?
How does your SOPs follow your line of chain of command in your chapter?
Technically, it should be the adjutant. However, he had, the road captain was the previous director. So, which I had no issue with at the time.
As long as your chapter agrees, it really doesn't matter. Your road captain would be good because your adjutant still needs to take notes. And your adjutant is the person that's going to be doing that, is probably the best option. Any objection to that, Ms. Adjutant? I agree too. Yeah, I do too. Your adjutant is the one that's taking notes and everything. That's the one.
Adjutant away from that position, then you need to assign somebody immediately to take the notes part.
Right.
So now you're trying to cover two separate areas instead of just moving this person over here and leaving that
In
one.
reality, the adjutant has more, the more crucial job than woman.
They have the more responsibility in that chapter, absolutely. I'm with you. Two things I want to highlight here. Seek out others' talents. Lunchbox. I know you're great on computers. We're having a situation with our webmaster. It's the face. We have this situation with the webmaster. There's something wrong with one of the files, Can you work with them and see what's wrong with our website? You know, maybe you can help out. Spirit, man, I know you're great in air conditioning and refrigeration. We've got a problem with our refrigerator. Can you help us out? Let us know what we need? Or do we need to pay for a $1,000 service call? Seek out others' talents, because you know what? That shows appreciation. That lets them know that they know, you know what you do and what your talent is, and use it. Because you know what? You want that appreciation. We talk about, and later on you'll see some that says, bring attendance higher. You need to show appreciation. You want to show respect. You want to show that you know what they know, so that they feel appreciated on what they can do. The second one is practice the pause. One of the things I say about leading by example is you need to, as the chair, and I call this the chair because it could be the director, it could be the assistant director, it could be the road captain. You want to lead the meeting in a positive outlook, always. So that way you have more attendance, you have more people that want to attend, you have more people that want to volunteer and help you out. Husband and wife here, they can't decide what they want for dinner. Well, we have dinner. Well, you should have brought something home so we could eat. If a couple can't decide on a simple thing as dinner, you see that not everybody can decide on everything else. There's always going to be, I'm sorry? McGuire. Oh, heck yeah. Funny story about that, but I'll say that later. Not everybody agrees on everything. But as the chair, you need to lead them in a positive manner. The practice the pause is, if what you're about to say in the next 5 seconds will not matter in 5 minutes, 5 months, 5 years, is it really worth saying? I don't want McGuire's. You know what? I love McGuire's. They always have something I can eat. Awesome choice. Thank you so much. Think about it. Just changing the verbiage of what you're about to say is good. It's a positive feedback. It's always that think before you speak, but I like practice the pause. Respect is to be earned, lead by example. I always talk about the family. I always talk about American Legion family. One of the things I try to show is in some districts where we have every entity come to the meetings, because I want to talk to everybody. Went to the post where I saw G.I. Jane at, man, they had the Legionnaires, had the auxiliary, they had everybody. I was like, yes, that's what I want to see. Talk about a unified meeting. That was amazing. I know 69 has group meetings with the families. They have everybody there because it takes a team. It's not just one person. We're doing a membership challenge this year. I am an Knowles fan. Please don't make me wear a Gator costume. Just saying. But it's showing unity even at our standpoint between the department president, the detachment commander, myself, and our membership team. That we're working together to show you guys we want you to work together. Okay, as the chapter director, what should you do before the meeting? Set an agenda. We talk about, sorry, I'm left-handed. I usually stay on that side. Like, I hate to keep that chair. The agenda should be straightforward and to the point. Always include everything in there. Your opening, old business, new business, go to the writers. Closing. Oh, I like that one too. Nice. I had animation. I don't know what happened to it. It is pretty. Once the agenda is assembled, who should you send it to? Membership? Who else? Executive board. It's pretty much your top two. The writers of your chapter, your post-executive board and commander, and we already covered why should you send it to your executive board and commander? Because we are a program of the post. Yes. And communication is key. If you're showing your agenda every time to your commander, they feel like they're involved. And if they're involved, they let you do, maybe have a little more do what you want to do.
And help you more.
Exactly, and help me more. Thank you. Communication is definitely key. The writers in your chapter. Best thing about sending your agenda to the writers in your chapter is so they know what's coming up. I already used you. I'll use you. Post 69 has a vet expo the second Saturday in January this last year. So in that vet expo, it shows they are having a wall escort on Friday. Kickstands up at 9 a.m. at the post. Meet up at this place, blah, blah, blah. Kickstands up from there to travel the wall back to the post. Then they're going to have a cornhole tournament outside. Saturday morning, opening ceremony start at 10 a.m. They have food trucks and blah, 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 blah.
You have a good memory.
I do. I really do. Sorry, I have a lot of stuff here. I have just a lot of stuff in my head. But when he sends me that agenda and has all that information, that just saved 20 minutes of his time at the meeting. Because then I don't say, well, what time will we kickstands up on Friday? What time are we meeting up there in Lake Wales? What time are starting on Saturday? What time do I need to be there for the poker run? What time do I need to do this? What do you need us to wear? What do you need to do this? Blah, 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 blah. With that, it just erased 20 minutes out of the meeting. Because I got that information from the director where I don't have to ask those questions at the meeting.
And we put that out on the post site and the writer's site.
Yes, you do. I get those things constantly. Right after was
That's
emailing
so
once a week.
important.
Yes, and that's awesome. But that's why you're informed, because it saves you time. Because time is the most precious commodity we have that we can't buy more of.
We're still gonna have guys asking, hey, what time is this?
Yes, exactly, always. We do. But at least it saves you some time, because then what he can do is, without just the agenda, he has copies of the agenda on the sign-in table. He has copies of the flyer for the Vet Expo, for the whole weekend, everything. 20% reduction in meeting duration when agendas are pre-distributed. Perfect, right?
And the sooner you can post stuff, the better things are.
Exactly.
Everything goes a lot simpler.
Absolutely. They sure do. Okay, so meeting protocol and motion process. Motion process. And again, we're building up to the meeting, so we just want to make sure we cover everything that the director should do before. And the adjutant, because the adjutant is your right-hand person. Motion process. Adjutants and secretaries, what are you doing during a meeting? So where's your head?
I know down.
You're like this or like this. So when you're in discussion, when you're making a motion, please remember to state your name. Because when my head's down, I can't tell that Crossbones is making a motion. I, Crossbones, move to donate $500 to Project Vet Relief. So I, Crossbones, donate. Make sure it's precise, exactly what you want to state. Yes, sir.
Mayor, Jason Scott with Post 382. I would like to put a motion before the group that our current department commander, Jessica Moore, continues teaching this class for as long as he shows how please.
Do we have discussion? Yes?
Commander, Maurice Stoll, Post 382. I would like to second that motion.
Thank you so much. Do we have discussion on that? Damn it, I can't even say no. As the chair, you cannot make a motion, you cannot second a motion, and you cannot vote unless, say it again, unless there is a, thank you so much.
All in favor?
You stink. Just so you know, this is my 5th year teaching this class, and I've already changed these slides twice. But I am so happy that I have a lot of new people here, because that's a great thing. I've never seen Dr. Norman Bissell in one of my classes, so Dr. Bissell, thank you so much for being here, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice to meet y'all.
Dr. Norman Bissell, if anybody doesn't know, he is one of the coalition partners for Project Vet Relief. Great speaker, great talker, and always great socks. Sir?
Of course.
Thank you so much. So we got that, jeez, I don't like you, but I'm good. So anyway, and as he stated, he stood up, he stated his name, and he stated precisely what motion he wanted to make. We had a stand up and a second with her name, precisely, thank you, because I didn't sit down. Lunchbox, Lorraine's go get that. We had a discussion, call for the vote. All in favor, all opposed. The reason I say that is someone asked earlier if we said, what if we just say all opposed? Well, just because you say all opposed and nobody voted doesn't mean they're in favor of it too. Make sure you state all in favor, all opposed. Any questions on that?
How about if it's like 5 in favor and 3 opposed, then you state that?
Yeah, if there's five in favor and 3 opposed, then you state in the minutes,
Yes.
because the minutes are your most important document in your organization. Say that with me. Your minutes are the most important document in your organization. It has everything. Your motions, your donations, your hours, anything you did. If you have a new director the next year, they can go back and look to see what you guys did. If it states 5 for and 3 against, you just state in your minutes, passed by a majority. Passed by majority, passed unanimously, or motion failed. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, do we put names in the meeting minutes, like, sorry, so opposed, or
Like Paul made a motion to,
call somebody out?
Here's the motion.
You went for opposition, just who motioned it, right?
That word that I used earlier, let me practice the pause. Autonomous. Your chapter is autonomous because it follows the post. It's up to your chapter whether you want to do that. You don't have to, it's not a requirement. If they state, I, Jason Scoble, oppose that and I want it noted in the minutes, then you would. That way they know. Jason said, that happened. So it's up to you guys. Again, your chapter is run by your chapter. We just give you the guidelines on how to run your chapter correctly. Yes, ma'am.
Jessica, J.B. Hinton, post 401. I have a question. In reference to recording and meetings, is there any type of state Legion guidelines that state what are the requirements for recording?
I'm glad you asked that question. Thank you so much. There is a Florida statute out, and, oh darn, I can't remember the number. I just heard it earlier. It's like 150.32 or something. There is a Florida statute out, and if you read that statute, you must state at the beginning of the meeting, you are recording the meeting for minute purposes only. Just like when you call up Spectrum or Verizon and it says, this call is being recorded for training purposes. You must state that at the beginning of the meeting. 2 things. Your membership must agree. If your membership does not agree, 1, that person that doesn't agree can step out of the meeting, or you don't record it. You must have agreeable majority, or unanimously, to record that meeting.
And then what about retention?
Awesome, I'm glad you brought that up too. Because this has been a question in the last few classes, so thank you. When you record the minutes into a paper document, or however you guys do it digitally, and you bring the minutes up at the next meeting by saying, sending it out, saying, hey, we want to, motion the minutes to approve with corrections or as sent, however you do it. Once those minutes passed, those are done. You don't need to retain the recording anymore. There are some that said, well, we retain it for 5 years.
Yeah.
Again, that's up to you guys. It's not necessary. Your chapter just agreed to the minutes that was presented. If there's any corrections, you made the motion, or he made the motion, she seconded, everybody said in favor, but he says, I said no, and I want that noted in the minutes, then we need to add that to the minutes, and we just say, hey, do we agree to pass the minutes on as corrected? Yes, ma'am.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we stated that we are recording for the purpose, we are recording for the purpose of reporting. So you don't retain that because you wrote down your meeting minutes. You cannot retain that because that is how it was agreed on by the membership, the recording part of it. It was just for the purposes of minutes, and you did your minutes, now you didn't.
Especially after you already approved them at your next meeting. Yes,
I'm hearing that if you record, there is the requirement to transcribe.
Yes, yes.
So you can't just have, little packets of recordings.
Nope.
They must be transcribed and then the recording.
Yeah, because you wouldn't send out your recordings to everybody to listen to.
No.
You would transcribe the minutes to a document, send those out. And once those are, agreed on at the next meeting, you don't need to retain them anymore. Did that answer all your questions, ma'am? Thank you from chapter 401 back there, Beth, thank you so much. So we went through all of them. I just want to go through just the process and review, as we stated. You address the chair, and thank you, Jason, for doing that. You address the chair, you state your name, you state your motion clearly and specifically. Perfect example, I said earlier, I, Jessica Moore, move that we donate $300 to PBR. Excuse me. We donate $300 to PBR SPI. After somebody seconds it, after discussion, have the adjutant reread the motion.
Yeah.
The adjutant says, Jessica made a motion to donate $300 to PBR. No, I said PBR and SPI. Make sure the motion is read back and that everybody knows what it is. So that way everyone is on board for the same item of information. You have discussion and you call for the motion. Any questions on motion process? There's two things I want to add to it. Jason makes a motion, he wants to donate $300 to PBR SPI. Lunchbox seconds it. Spirit says, I think we can donate 500. Would you amend your motion to do 500? Then he needs to state, I will amend my motion to donate $500. You need to re-second that motion. Did everybody follow that?
And I'm still typing all that?
You're still typing all that, yes. Yep. So the amended motion now is, Jason states, I want to donate $500 to PBR. Did everybody follow that amended motion? Yes, sir.
One thing that I see a lot with that is, I will make that initial motion, and then Spirit will come back and say, I make a motion to amend that motion, and then somebody else will second it. It has to go back to that original.
Yep. Yes. Have the original motion
The
presented.
person making the motion is the only one that can amend the motion. I don't have to agree on amendment. So I say no,
I want to keep it at 300.
yeah, so just make sure that it comes back to the original initiator of the motion to amend it.
Absolutely.
And if you don't agree to that, then we can vote on that, shoot it down, and then make another motion for $500. That's the process.
And I'm still typing.
You're still typing it out? Yes. Did everybody follow that? I want to make sure.
Listening and type is fast.
Type is present. Well, that's why hopefully you can record it so you can transcribe it later. Yes. Yes. So did you guys get all that? I want to make sure because it is very specific. Again, protocol is important, not just at our Legion, our auxiliary, or sons, our riders also, because the minutes are the most important document in your organization. So let's talk about tabling a motion. It only happens 2 times. It actually happened earlier. Made a motion on the floor. Woodman. Brian, thank you. Love riders' names, but I try to remember all their riders' names. Brian stands up and says, hey, Brian, I move to donate $600 to PBR.
Boom.
Boom, seconds. Boom, that's right, seconds it. So we have discussion. Our assistant ALR director runs into the room to tell us something. Somebody needs to table that motion real quick. Because as a guest, we don't want them or need them to know what's going on. Because maybe it's not for their charity. Maybe it's not, has nothing to do with them. They're just a guest. And they were able to come to us. So we say, hey, let's table that motion. We second it. Tabled motion, once made and seconded, there is no discussion. So it just,
Anybody motion to table that?
yes,
Anybody?
anybody can motion to table that. So you made the motion, he seconded. Dwayne can say, let's table that motion since we have a guest speaker. Angie says, I second that motion, no discussion, all in favor. A tabled motion must have a majority confirmation. Jason comes in, we're taking a picture at 11:45 at the clock tower, thanks, bye. Out he goes. Okay, now, let's untable the motion. We're in the middle of a motion, let's finish it. The only other time you can table a motion is if you need more information. I love using these. Jason stands up, said, I'd like to make a motion, I, Jason Skull, will move to donate $300 to PDR. Lunchbox seconds it. Spirit's like, I think we have $1,000, we should do that. Boom says, I don't think we have enough money in the bank. Your finance officer's not there, you don't know what your finance report is. Let's table that motion until next month until we can find out more information. Second it, no discussion, vote, move on. A tabled motion must come up at the next meeting. Must come up at the next meeting. If it does not, it's like it never happened. That's why.
Be on the agenda though for the director to bring up, correct?
And that's why your minutes are the most important document in your organization. Because it's in the minutes, and then your secretary, your adjutant, will have it on the agenda that under old business, this motion was tabled because we need more information on a bank account. Any questions on tabling the motion?
All business.
What's that? Old business. Yes, old business, because it's from the last meeting. Yes.
But if new information is coming up, shouldn't be new business.
No, because it's still an old motion from last meeting. Yes.
Even though the amount of money is different. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it has to be the next meeting.
It has to be the next meeting, yes.
Because if you table it, knowing that the information that you're going to be getting is going to be in 2 months.
Then it's like the motion never happened, and then just readdress it later on. Yep. You have something? You smiled really big.
May I add in?
Absolutely.
You may postpone a motion for a certain amount.
You can. We don't bring postponements up because there's, yeah. Yeah.
If you've got that 2-month period, you can always use postpone to 2 months from now because so-and-so isn't going to be back to the meeting, but that, just know that is an option. Please read up more on the postpone side.
Correct. Did you all hear that?
No, I don't mean to get more complicated.
No.
But the real person that made the motion,
Yes,
can he withdraw the motion?
they can.
And then,
At any time.
At any
Yeah.
time. And then it's again, it's null and void. You just bring up a new motion and start again. Yes.
Anytime before the vote,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. All in favor? Aye. No. I withdraw. No, it's done. Too late. It's too late.
And a new motion.
Exactly. Remember, keep it simple, but make sure it's precise. Any questions on motions? Tabling a motion? There is postponing. We don't get into it that often because it's something that's really happens. Let's get this meeting started. I like this picture, but I don't like this picture. And let me tell you why I don't like it. Who's chairing that meeting?
I don't see a podium.
Is he? Is that the chair, or is he the adjutant? Is he writing the notes?
Back in the corner.
Exactly, you don't know. When you set up a meeting hall, again, it doesn't matter which entity you are, make sure your chair is precise on who it is. Because you want to know who's directing that meeting. Something like that is, I love this little thing, hold on. They're going to have a conversation, they're going to have a conversation, they're over there having a conversation. There's no POW and I flag. There's no remembrance, there's no direct person that's running that meeting. That's a roundtable discussion. That's a dinner afterwards. So procedure for regular meetings. We went through the proper opening. 2 minutes. I had somebody at the last class say, you know, last year I was here and I heard you read through the resolution 288 and that really resonated with me. He says, we added that to our meeting, we never did it before. I was like, oh my goodness, this is why we say it, because if you don't do it, why are you there? This is why we're here, to honor, to remember, for respect. We went through it all, we will continue at the end. Again, you can either say the writer's creed, you can say the writer's purpose, whichever you'd like. Again, it's up to you because your writer's chapter is autonomous. I now declare American Legion Writers, chapter blah, 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 regularly convened, adjutant, roll call of officers. Do you guys know if you're in your SOPs or your standing rules, what constitutes a quorum in each of your chapters?
Yes.
So many,
I was quiet at first, so I'm glad. So many,
you have to have so many officers present.
so many officers present to conduct a meeting, correct?
Yes.
And you have to have so many members. You just want to make sure you know that. Some don't. Some say you need to have 3 officers and 4 members present to have a meeting. Remember, if you don't have a quorum, you can't conduct business.
Right.
It's more just like a round table, like that table that was there. Yes?
If most of the members present are officers, do they count as?
No, they only count once. That's only one vote.
What?
That is only one vote. You, as an individual, is a one vote. Doesn't matter if you're a director, let's use finance officer and membership, you still only get one vote.
So you can't use that for a quorum, you can't say we have 3 officers and 4 members, if you're just a regular member in the room.
If you have 3 officers, all right, let's say you have your director, your assistant director, your adjutant, your finance officer, and all these members at large. And your thing says 3 officers and 5 members, or you have a quorum. If yours says 5,
Officers and 5 members,
if you have 3 officers, 1, 2, 3,
5 people in the.
he's still a member, he's still a member, they're still members.
As long as you count.
Doesn't matter, you're still a member of the chapter.
Okay,
Just
that's
don't double count.
Okay,
You know,
so you can double count.
Yeah, don't.
You can't double count them.
That's right.
But if your quorum states you need 3 officers and 5 members for a meeting, correct?
But out of the 5 people that are in the room, 3 of them are officers.
That's 3 people. That's it.
That's what I
That's, I think that's what she was.
Yes, that's 3. You still need your 5 members.
So,
You don't count double. You're
you
still
would
with
have
one
to
vote.
change your, you
So we
would
gotta change our SOPs.
change your SOPs.
75% of my riders are an officer.
That doesn't matter. I'm just saying, you can't double count yourself.
Yeah, you can't count yourself as an
In order for us
officer.
to have a quorum,
Yes.
we have to rewrite our SOPs, because if we say we have to have 4 members and 3 officers, and we only got 9 people to start with,
But
Change the SOP.
if you have 7 officers and 2 members, you have 9 people.
Yes, I think we're
Says you only have to count so many as officers.
Yes.
The others
Everybody
go
else
as.
is-
They're still members.
Okay, that makes-
Yes, Jason?
Just to clarify, you're not gonna change your SOPs. You're not gonna change this.
No.
No, you're
Yes.
not.
You're gonna
But
change the
that makes
standing
sense,
rules.
then you
Yeah,
would
You're
change
gonna
it.
change the standing rules, okay, just to clarify, we're talking 5 and 3, so round up, that is 8, right? You have 8 officers within your chapter.
yeah,
You only need to count 3 of it. You've got
so
3.
we only count 3 on the officers.
If the rest are
You're still
officers,
members.
if the others are all officers still
But they're
too,
still members.
they're members.
They're still members.
You
Correct.
can conduct a meeting with all officers.
Correct.
Yes. Because you still have 8.
They have dual identities.
That was
Yes.
my question.
Yes.
But one vote.
1 vote. Yes, they only count as 1 person.
Yep, gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Are you saying we have to have members?
I'm sorry?
Are you saying we have to have members at the meeting?
We get officers.
Well, it would be a chapter meeting. You should have members. Your officers are members.
You say you can't
It's,
You can't.
like I said, it's whatever your standing rules states constitutes a quorum. If your standing rules state that you need to have 3 officers and 5 members at your meeting, if you have 8 people show up and 3 of them are officers, you have a meeting that constitutes a quorum.
Well, it says you have to have 5 members, huh? Nobody in the office.
If yours just says 5 members and you have 5 members show up, then your meeting constitutes a quorum.
So you can count the 5 officers you have.
That's what, it's whatever your standing rules state, sir.
You guys.
Your chapter dictates your court, you set the quorum.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we allow, and if it doesn't jive or match, when you send those into department for approval, they will tell you that, no, you have to fix this quorum. Well, the reason we do that is because we don't want you setting yourself into a corner. You know your meeting attendance you get. Now, if you're a chapter of 25 people and you know you get 5 people at every meeting, are you gonna set your quorum at 5 officers and 5 members?
No.
You will never do
No.
business at your meeting.
No.
At 129, I list the officers, the e-board members, and then finance, the titles that go on at a general meeting, and those, that is your full count. So if, I believe ours is 7 and 7, and we have no problem, we've never just cut a meeting, it's because it's realistic.
Right. Like you said, like if you only have 5 people that show up, why would you set yourself up with failure and say that you need 10 people for quorum? You know you're gonna get 5 members, just state 5 members. One, it doesn't matter if they're officers or not. You don't have to include saying you need to have 3 officers, you don't have to. I'll just use my standing rules. We say that we need to have 8 members. Doesn't matter what their affiliation, what their assignment is, what their officer is, doesn't matter. We need 8 members per quorum. As long as we have 8 people show up, that's all that matters. Is everybody good on that? Any questions? Awesome. Okay. Sergeant Arms, are there any guests or new members to be introduced? Dun, 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 dun. We have, sit your butt down.
I'm sorry, I forget the name of your organization.
Elliot's.
I go under many, Semper Modus, Art of Counseling. There's several organizations in the name of us today.
Thank you so much, Sergeant Arms, thank you so much. When you introduce a guest, when your Sergeant Arms introduces, I was like, wait, are you standing up? I forget to send you Sergeant Arms. Recognize them, see if they have anything to say. Dr. Norman Bissell, thank you for attending here today at our home, at our chapter meeting. Do you have anything to share with us today, sir?
I have business cards on me. We're connected through VA Community Care Network as therapists, coaching. We want to get you guys and folks connected to equine, horse, go out for a dive, go out fishing on the water, get everybody out for a hunt. You know, doing stuff beyond just riding. We have all kinds of things in network. We've got hyperbaric oxygen studies in Tampa if anybody's nearby wants to look into HPOD for unscrewing all the years of TBI and head injuries accrued over your years of service, or being a spouse, could be either or. Like, there's all kinds of tools we have in our toolbox that we want to boost the signal on and get everybody to get into. So, again, we've got this whole snap on, and we're like trying to get it out there. So, anything you need, please let us know. We'll either find it for you or get you connected. So, appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much. He's visiting our chapter meeting. Give them the respect to state if they have any purpose there. Remember, time is the most precious commodity we have that we can't purchase more of. So thank you for visiting our home. You're free to leave, stay, it's up to you. No, I'm just saying that. As a guest, you don't have to, you can stay there. We also have our department assistant, writers, chair, Jason Scoble with us today. Thank you, Jason, so much for attending our meeting. Do you have anything you'd like to share with us? Thank you so much. Again, we appreciate your coming to our home. This is our American Legion Riders chapter. Welcome you to join us. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Remember, they're there usually for a reason. Address them. Make sure they have a moment to speak. Tell them 2 minutes is all you get, and you're done. Totally up to you. It's on the agenda. Your officers and committee chair reports. Again, we put everybody on there. Not necessarily you have all of these officers in your chapter. Again, it depends on your standing rules, but we do include them if you can. Not many people have a quartermaster. Not many people have a historian. The membership might be the adjutant, It just depends on your chapter. Older unfinished business, where the agenda is key. The minutes are the most important document in the organization. You talk about your table motion, talk about any other old business, talk about new business, talk about what we talked about, Chapter 69 Vet Expo. Hey, the following weekend is Chapter 382's Special Olympics fundraiser in Poker Run. Talk about new business. Talk about for the good of the riders, and of course, if there's any further business. Any questions on the proper agenda? These are really good slides to use because it follows your agenda. Your opening, your reports, your old business, new business, go to the riders, closing. Really simple and to the point to help you in meetings. Do show respect for all members. Do keep enthusiasm up. Remember, you're leading by example over here as the chair. Practice the pause. Be professional, motivational. Respect whoever has the floor because you don't like having those sidebar conversations. Don't. I know you said something earlier, Jane, and I apologize. I'm going to use one of those things you said. Brian, can I borrow you for a second? I don't like sitting at a Legion post and hearing about VFW, AMVETS, DAV, Marine Corps League. American Legion doesn't own this arm. The VFW doesn't own that arm. The AMVETS doesn't own his head. We, as veteran service organizations, are fighting for the same veteran. Thank you, sir.
That's a good point.
We are fighting for the same veteran. When the Legion goes to Washington, when we go to the state capitol, when the AirVets go, when VFW goes, the Marine Corps League, DAV, doesn't matter. We're fighting for the same brother or sister when we're up there. I don't like hearing about other issues because we're all there for the same reason. We're all there honoring service as members. Our auxiliary and sons are honoring the service of a loved one as members, whether it's a spouse, I just use you two, whether it's with auxiliary and sons, a parent or a grandparent. The auxiliary these days, a child or a grandchild. My daughters and my son are members because of me. They're there honoring my service by being members. If you have a problem, call somebody, talk to somebody outside. No offense, I don't care if you go to the animal clubs, the elks, the moose, the ponies, whatever you want to call them. They have different priorities. But as veteran service organizations, we're fighting for the same person. Thank you. It's crucial. Nobody thinks, sometimes people, when you visualize it, you could see it. When we went to Washington a couple of weeks ago, we're fighting for Boy State. We're fighting for Girl State. We're fighting for our bingo dispensary machines. We're fighting for the PACT Act. We all were fighting yesterday for that VA thing that came down, and we answered it so loudly that they took it back. Because
you mean medication?
Yes. Yeah. In 24 hours, they had so many calls and emails, they took it back. And that's not, and I'm just going to say, that's not just the Legion. That was probably the VFW, because they were fighting for it, the AMVETS, because we're fighting for the same veteran. Collaboration. Dr. Norman Bissell, he talks about all the things he does with spirit equine therapy, the oxygen, the fishing. But he doesn't take just a veteran from the Legion. He'll take any veteran that needs it.
Spouse, family member, everybody. Sorry for
Absolutely.
interrupting. I should have announced myself.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. He is learning. 40% reduction in miscommunication incidents linked to effective minute keeping. Remember, accurately and timely minutes are an official record. And what did we say? The minutes are the most important document in your organization. Something to think about. I have a really bad example, but I think it puts it into perspective. Just kind of like the veterans thing. You have a safety officer in your chapter, and they promote that we do 70 miles per hour because that's the speed limit. We promote you don't drink on rides because it's in our participation waiver. You don't run red lights. Safety is important. You wear the proper gear, the helmet, the gloves, the glasses, everything, the boots. But then you turn around and go get a DUI and a speeding ticket. How would you think you'd feel after that, talking to that person, listening to them talk about safety over and over and over again? It's the same thing. As the chair of a meeting, as the director, anybody that wears that patch, remember what you're representing. You're representing not only our brothers and sisters, but our family members, and what we strive for.
We're moving billboards.
We are the 70-mile-per-hour billboard of the organization.
When I'm solo, I put my vest in my box.
We'll talk about that another day.
Leave it at home.
Leave it at home. Remember, we're riding for usually a couple of reasons. We're riding for escorts, whether it's a positive thing, like a department commander, a national commander, a solemn escort, or we're fundraising for Unity Ride, Legacy Ride, Merry-Go-Round, Round Robin. See, I have a lot of useless information up here. I remember a lot of things. We're doing that for that reason. But remember, honor that patch of what you're wearing and why we do it. It's not just for our brothers and sisters, it's for our families and every veteran around. I want to thank each and every one of you. As Gambler says, we are all volunteers, and I appreciate you guys coming here. One thing I started at the beginning, it's not just what you learn here, it's what you take back and share with others that could not make it here to the beautiful beaches of Daytona Beach. So, any questions? Experience? Final thoughts? Yes, Jason? No, not him.
A couple minutes.
Yes.
First off, I would like to thank you for taking the time out for the last 5 years to do this and teach this class. And thank you for continuing to do it. But I did see hands in here, first timers and some people stepping up into the director where you're going to be doing exactly what you talked about for the last however long we've been in here. But how many of you think that other departments, their ALR gets to be taught by their department? This is a very busy woman this year.
Yeah, yes, she is.
And if you go back in years past, you're being taught by past department commanders in other classes. Okay? I guarantee you that you're probably not going to find another department, I can't guarantee you, but it's a very high percentage. You're not going to find another department that has your current department commander with their busy schedule coming to an event like this and teaching and spending the whole 4 or 5 days with us. So I applaud you, Gambler. I thank you also for doing what you've been doing this week. He did the same thing when he was commander. And if you look at the way we're going and where we have been the last 3 or 4 years, who's been leading our department? We've all been, and you look at who's up and coming. They're here with us this weekend. Okay? So, And, you know, she stresses on the patch on the back and the billboard. Obviously, that is something our department commanders are very aware of, but they choose, and, you know, they are part of this organization, and that is who is leading us. The biggest thing she said out of this whole meeting was at the beginning, when she said, we're legionnaires first. Please remember that. And when you step into that director position, or assistant director, and you strive to be a director, that's probably the biggest thing that you're gonna have to answer for. Is your riders think they can do this, your riders think they can do that. Okay? They are an entity member first. Okay? We are a program of the American Legion. We would not be here if we were not Legionnaire Son or an auxiliary. Okay? So, yes, I am a rider. I am just a Legionnaire who chooses to wear a vest. And an auxiliary member and a son who choose to wear a vest. Okay? Just remember that, because you're going to be the voice of your chapter if you hold that position. They're going to want to know why your riders are doing this, your riders are doing that. No, my auxiliary members are doing this, my legionnaires are doing this, and my sons are doing this. Okay? So just keep that in the back of your mind. And again, thank you, Jessica, and thank you, Gambler. And,
Thank you.
Did you have a question, Jane? Okay, I thought I saw you had it, sorry. Last but not least, Survey Monkey. There's a QR code here, there's a QR code outside every salon. There'll be QR codes at our final session tomorrow afternoon. Please take a survey, positive or negative, they want to know. The rider, chairman, assistant chairman, adjutants, they want to know how you feel about the classes. To proceed, change, what we need to do, what you need to learn, what we need to add. Please do the surveys. That's how they compile their information. Again, thank you all for attending. Thank you for volunteering. If you'll give me just a minute left to properly close this meeting. Please uncover. Chaplain, would you drop us closing prayer?
Heavenly Father, thank you for the time you shared and the lessons learned. Help us lead with integrity, follow our protocols with wisdom, and always honor our veterans in this great organization. Keep us safe on the road and united in purpose, and bring us home safely.
Amen. Please uncover. Sergeant Arms, would you please retrieve the POW MIA flag? Sergeant Arms instructor?
Me.
As our Sergeant Arms retrieves the POW MIA flag, please render a slow salute as he does to the POW MIA flag. And with our colors of our nation in place, and salute. 2. I now declare this meeting adjourned.